happy that your relationship with your daughter has improved. Well, hello, all of you wonderful people. I hope everyone is having a beautifully blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are viewing from the world. I am Dr. Jan Fortman, and this is the Relationship Matters TV show, because there are all kinds of relationships, and there are all kinds of relationship matters, and relationships do matter. Let's see. What can I talk about before my guest comes on? It's been a beautiful day here. You know what? Now we are here in Chicago, and for the last maybe, I guess, about 4 days, the air quality has been in the red, meaning extremely unhealthy. When you go outside and when you look outside, first of all, you think it's cloudy, but it's not cloudy. It's smoky. You can smell the smoke. And if you have some kind of respiratory illness, they tell you to stay in the house. And all of these are from the fires that are in Canada. And people say, there is no such thing as climate change or global warming. I don't know how often this happens in Canada, but it's really affecting us here in Chicago. I remember in New York where it was orange outside, but we're hoping at least in a couple of days that we can go out without a mask. So anyway, that's about it. Well, let me tell you about the guest. I'm just smiling because when I met him, I was like, OMG, who is that? I hear some beautiful piano playing, and not just a piano player, but a pianist playing. And I went over, I said, well, I was at the Power of We Symposium, and I went over there, and there I saw these beautiful fingers just floating across the keys, and this beautiful sound coming from the piano. And I thought, OMG, who is that? Then I met him, and his name is the Donovan, and he is the Donovan. Before I bring him on, I'm just going to say a few things about him, okay? The Donovan takes great pride in introducing himself, and I'm introducing him that way too, as a dedicated and ambitious servant of the arts. He has had a passion for music from a very young age and has always enjoyed performing and showcasing his creativity. Now, the Donovan, and I can attest to this, is not your ordinary classical musician. He possesses an avant-garde style and an appreciation for all genres of music. He is genuinely an idiosyncratic artist that any definition cannot define. When I grow up, I want to be just like Donovan. And he began his remarkable career notable career in 2018 where he debuted his first classical piano album, Genesis Live, which streamed for over 177,000 minutes on Spotify. And let's talk about ABC, BET, Hulu, Crackle, Netflix, and the movie Best Christmas Ever. You know what? As I said, when I grow up, I want to be like Donovan. So now I am going to bring him on so you can all meet the Donovan. Hi, the Donovan.
Hi. Listen, please excuse my ensemble. I'm comfortable at home in the studio, and I am just so honored to be here. Hi, Dr. Fortman. How are you?
I'm just great. I'm just great. It's so great to see you. It's just so great to see you. And I really thank you for coming on today. So yes, you are in the studio. Are you writing or composing?
I don't want to come in dropping bombs already.
Drop that bomb. Drop it.
I, okay. I have a brand new album coming out, and like this is an exclusive. No one outside of my immediate circle even knows about it. I have a brand
Guess
new
what?
album.
The world is going to know about it right now.
The world is knowing right now on relationships matter. Okay. So this is the first time I'm publicly talking about it, but I have been living in this studio, on top of everything else I'm doing because it's coming out in September. And I am so, the feelings are just all over the place, but we can talk about that more in depth a little later. But I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Because when I met you, you made such an impression on me for two things. One was, of course, the piano. Because I when I went over there, I thought, oh my God, he's so good. Of course, the other one was your what you had on your ensemble, and I took several pictures of us, and I'm like, I can't find them. You know how you have all of these pictures, and because I thought, wow, you know, because you just were just like gorgeous, and what you had on was just like, ugh.
Listen, I hate to disappoint today, but the next time, the next time. But listen, we met at the Power of We Symposium, and it was for the inner city Chicago kids. It was such a lovely event, and I really had to represent. You know what I'm saying? I had to come and showcase something for those young people to see and to be proud of and to aspire. We look around now, and this is no judgment, but the fact of the matter is, people don't really take pride in the way that they present and the way that they dress. And I think that that's something that's very important. And when you show up, you need to show up and show out.
You're right. You're
So I do
exactly
show.
right. So I have a few questions that I want to ask you.
Hopefully, I have some
So,
answers.
so first of all, it says that you had a passion for music from a very young age. So when you say very young age, how old were you?
That's such a great question. I was very blessed to always be a creative. So from kindergarten and first grade, I was singing and dancing and in all type of theatrical productions. And ironically enough, my favorite instrument in the world is the piano, but that was not my first instrument. I was first introduced to music as a string instrument player. I was a part of orchestra. And so I played the cello, the bass, the viola. I didn't love any of them. I fiddled around. I was okay at it. But it was the piano that changed my life. it was a mixture of Beethoven, Chopin, and Alicia Keys that opened up a world of beauty that I had never experienced before. It was a catharsis for me. And when I was 12, the passion grew just so outrageously strong. I would practice for hours and hours and hours and hours. And by the time I was 16, I knew that music was all I was ever going to do.
Oh, wow. So why classical music?
This is a funny story. I was 12 and I was a part of the 4-H program. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, but it really did a lot of remarkable things for the children that participate. And I went to this little camp, and I, like how you met me, heard this music. And I was like, what is that? I have to find it. Where is that coming from? And I could feel the vibrations in my bones. So I knew it was a real person doing it. And I found her. Her name was Simone Ridgway, and she was playing Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. And that was my introduction to classical music as a lover of music. Because, you hear it before, you're like, oh, that's Mozart, or oh, I know Beethoven. But it was the first time that I said, what is that? What is that? And I fell in love with the art. And it was so expressive. It told a story with no words, and I could put all of my feelings, because as a child, sometimes, unfortunately, you feel voiceless. And I mean, even some adults feel voiceless. But I found that with music, even if no one was listening to my words, they could feel my expression through music. It's a universal language that knows no bounds. Um, and I love it. But I'm an extremely eclectic artist. So I do love classical music, but I love R&B, I love hip hop, I love country, I love rock, I love pop. I love music, and I'm a dedicated servant to the arts.
So did someone teach you how to play, or did you take lessons?
Another inspiring fact: when I first started, I loved it so much, but I didn't have a teacher. So I taught myself. I would go to everybody that I knew to ask for books, to ask for lessons, to ask for anything, that would help. And I was lucky enough, because relationships matter, to find people who loved me or liked me or thought enough of me to pour into me. And so they started giving me lessons, and it was a struggle for the first maybe 4 or 5 years of my experience, because I was playing catch up, but I dedicated and I did 8 to 10 hours a day. And then we're not even going to talk about college, that experience. Like, whoa, it really took me over the edge.
So now, so what do you mean it took you over the edge?
Woo! Okay. So if I'm being completely transparent and being completely honest, you have prodigies and people of particular socioeconomic backgrounds who start playing classical piano at 4 years old. Whereas my stardom was very late, relatively, considering, that there's almost a 7, 8 year gap in between the time that most people start. And so by the time that I did get to college, that 7 and 8 year gap was extremely apparent, especially in the academic setting where they don't care about the emotional aspect of the arts. They don't care about the artistry. They care about the science. And I resented that for a very long time in my early formidable years. But I've come to appreciate it in such a way, because education is the foundation of everything. If you know what you're doing, then you can do whatever you want because you know how to do it. Whereas a lot of artists sometimes they're like, well, I just want to feel it. But if you understood, you can always feel it. But if you understood the science of it, you could do that and so much more. But I've learned how to make the science enjoyable, which is how I created, oh, wrong side, the Donovan's piano room, which is kind of what you see behind me. But more on that later.
Well, a question just came in, and they wanted to know, what do you mean you're a servant of the arts?
Can we pop that question up? I want to see it. Who said that? But I'm a
It came on the
servant.
text. I can't pop up my text.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm a servant. I am dedicated. I'm a disciple of the arts. I learned long ago that this journey was never going to stop. I'm in lessons 3 times a week on various instruments. I learn every single day. And I am the most humble when I'm learning and when I'm in the face of the art because I realize that it is so much bigger than one could even fathom. You know, the possibilities are endless. Imagine having the power to speak to someone's soul. How magnificent is that? So I bow to that type of greatness. And so I'm a servant to it. I obey completely, and I'm dedicated to being the best that I can be, learning everything that I can learn.
Wow, that's really wonderful. And when you said Moonlight Sonata, when my mom was alive and when I was attempting to be a classical pianist, that was, wait a minute, you looking like that. Wait a minute, people. So he said, well,
Hold
sit down.
on.
Wait a minute. He said, sit down and play. I'm like, I don't think so. But she loved Moonlight Sonata. Thank you.
That
I
impromptu,
was
guys.
like,
Impromptu. Donovan is not warmed up. You know, I'll eventually need to do like a little concert on relationship matters. Like we need to do that.
yes,
Like
we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, yes. And like I was telling somebody, I said, they always talk about your touch, you on the piano, and I, I when you said speaking to the soul, music plays such a big important, even when you watch a movie, and you listen to that music in the background, it really brings you into it, because if you take the music away, it's like, it's just like the movie, what is that, about the shark, that's gonna, and it's
Jaws.
Jaws, right, and it's
Mhm.
right, 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 and so it puts you into that really that mood, and it just brings you into the scene. So this is
But yes.
so I want to ask you this question. This is my question. Why
Okay.
do you call yourself the Donovan instead of just Donovan?
I'm the one and I'm the only. And so the Donovan is who I am. I am the Donovan. There will only ever be one, the Donovan. And so it is the truest representation of myself. Because to be honest, can I be honest? And this is going to sound weird,
Sure,
and I've never said this out loud. So just walk with me on this journey.
I
Who
am.
am I? Who am I as a person? I'm but flesh. I am but bone.
Okay.
What significance does that truly play in the grand scheme of things, right? But the Donovan is who will live on through legacy. And it is my intention to leave behind something bigger than a bag of bones. You know, it is my intention to leave behind inspiration, to leave behind art, to leave love. And I think that's why it's so important that my name supersedes my flesh. So the Donovan is the embodiment of the artist that I want to be known as. It is who I am.
Okay. Maybe I should be the Janets.
If it's your calling, you walk in that truth. But Dr. Fortman sounds fine.
Right. Wait, I'm still paying for it. Okay, here's another text. You said that you like all types of music, but what is your favorite?
That's like asking somebody what child is their favorite.
Ooh,
Um, it's not possible to really say. You might like one more than the next at particular times, but there's an ebb and flow. With music, there's a juxtaposition because some of them touch me very deeply, but in very different ways. See, I'm in love with classical music because, unlike other genres, classical music, I'm able to go to the wildest parts of my imagination. Literally, if you want to see something, a crazy looking person, catch me in here in this very room where all the magic happens. This is the Donovan's piano room. When you see me in here playing and my eyes are closed and my head is just, I'm literally in a trance. This is totally off topic, but I've never done any type of recreational drugs before because I literally feel as if I get the highest high from music. When I'm in the practice room having these fantasies in my mind, I see the brightest colors, the most vivid expressions of life, and whatever story I'm telling myself through the music. And so that's why I love classical so much. And that's why I'm such an advocate for it because I'm able to tell these stories. But I love R&B. You know, I love storytelling. I love country. I love pop rock. They touch me in different places. I tell different stories with different genres, which is why my personal music is so avant-garde and so all over the place. But it's not. It's a representation of who I am. Can I tell you what my album's about?
yes.
Since we're on it, just while of music, I'm going to tell you the name. Are
Okay.
you into astrology, Dr. Fortman?
Well, a little. I'm a Sagittarian,
That's why I love you. Okay, fire sign.
and I do have some of the traits that they say.
I would think
Yeah.
so.
So anyway,
Well,
go ahead.
I'm an Aries. And so my album is called Agent Aries. And so it's a true representation of who I am as an artist. So there's going to be 9 songs on the album. Three of them will be in Spanish because I love language. I'm a linguist. I speak several languages. I'm fascinated with language. I'm not of Latin descent, although most people think that I am. But I love Latin culture. I love the language. So I've become fluent. And so three of the songs are in Spanish. Three of the songs are extremely like avant-garde and eclectic. And then three of the songs are like EDM, dance, pop, so I play with everything because why not? You express yourself. That's all it is. It's art.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Can I can I tell
Go
you
ahead.
another fun fact?
Tell me, okay, wait. You brought up astrology. And
Yes.
so your sign, so to speak,
Aries,
the
yes.
music, yeah, your Aries. So in your album
Mhm.
reflects who you are as far as an Aries is concerned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also think that we can go into a really deep talk about astrology because there's a sun, there's a moon, and there's a rising sign. But I've never met a person that didn't ring true to their astrological sign. And I know people really hate it, but the numbers don't lie. Numerology, it's a real science. Whether you believe or not, I've never been proven wrong. It is cold, hard, scary how factual it can be. And of course, nature versus nurture, there's always something that will, you know what I mean, give you your individualistic personality. But your core traits, the time, the place, the location, all of that matters when we come into existence.
Very true. As a matter of fact, I had a numerologist on my show, and
Mhm.
uh, and uh, and he pointed out the book of Numbers in the Bible. It's all about
Mm.
numerology, you know. So one more, you blowing up my text here. So,
We,
so
we love it.
have you taken anyone under your wings? Oh, to share with them what you know. Oh, that would have been a question for later because I know about that. But go ahead.
Should we talk about it now?
Actually, I want to talk about it later. And but it was something
We got to
else.
answer your
So
question.
before we talk about that, tell me about tell us about the best Christmas ever. You all have seen that movie. If not, it's on Netflix, but I know you've seen it. So
You can't
tell me
see it
about
yet.
it.
You can't see it yet. It does
Um,
not come out. It's not out yet. We just finished wrapping.
I
So
thought, okay, so I've read about it then because when I saw that, okay, I was thinking, okay, because it sounds familiar. Well, tell us about it.
So, best Christmas ever is a star-studded cast: Jason Biggs, Heather Graham, Brandy Norwood. We have the Little Mermaid, Ariel with Haley Bailey.
Yeah,
Brandy Norwood was the first. She was the first Black Cinderella, and
right.
she is starring in a brand new movie called Best Christmas Ever, and it is coming out this year on Netflix during the holiday time. It's my first ever motion picture television movie. I've done tons of television before, but this is my first movie. And so being a part of that project, Jeff Rona was uh, the head composer. He did The Lion King. Mary Lamb was the director. She did Stephen King. She's done just like Pet Cemetery by Stephen King. I don't know if you've read the book, but she was the director of that. Her name is Mary Lambert. But it's huge, huge. I can't believe I'm a part of it, but I'm so grateful. I feel very blessed because people like Brandy, who has sold 60 million albums worldwide, who has a Grammy, who has a nationally syndicated television show that she owns with 7 seasons, Moesha. She's been doing this for 30 years and she saw something in me. And oh, look. This is Brandy on the cover. This is a show I did called Queens with Eve, Brandy. This is Nadine Velasquez and Notori Houghton. But
Okay.
we met here doing Queens, and from there, she blessed me with, listen, things are just falling down. I'm gonna forget about it. She blessed me and has given me so many opportunities, but it's a testament that when you walk in your purpose and when you dedicate yourself to something, you will be rewarded for it. The universe, God, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, the energy that you put out, it will come back. It's just the universal law. It has to. So I feel very blessed, and I can't wait for everybody to watch Best Christmas Ever this holiday season and see my name in the credits. And I hope you enjoyed the music, because this is also Brandy's first time ever doing Christmas music. And oh gosh, when you guys hear it, it's off the chain. She's a genius. Like, she's a
So,
genius.
so, so did you compose some of the music or write some of the music, or are you playing in the background?
Yes, you're gonna hear a lot of the Donovan's artistry, but I was primarily the vocal producer on this project.
Oh,
And
excuse
so,
me.
yeah, what happens is I get with Jeff Rona, who's the composer. He gives me the vision, and I take that vision and I take it to the artist, and we structure the music, how it's going to be sung, how it's going to be performed, how it's going to be arranged, the key that it's in, what runs. But listen, let me tell you something. I got paid to show up and just like sit there because Brandy, I mean, off the charts. She's a genius. I was humbled, which is why I said every day is a learning day. Every day you are a sponge. I feel like I'm an extremely talented person. I've been doing this for 20 years. I have played professionally, competitively, and I've been around ridiculously talented people, but I am still in awe, of the anointed. And she's anointed. And watching her, it made me come home and practice. I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like it was a mind-blowing experience for sure.
So now we've got to look. I'm not even going to a commercial because people are so interested. It says here, while from Sandy Barney Ennis, while you were on your journey to become the Donovan, did you find haters within your circle? I was very fortunate to have been taught to play violin by two women in the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Where I lived, my people didn't understand my want to be a concert violinist and travel the world. Unfortunately, I married someone who didn't feel my passion. My story ends there. So, did you find haters within your circle?
Sandy, oh, Sandy. Sandy, my Facebook is the Donovan and my last name is Vernon. Please connect with me. Um, First of all, I send you my deepest condolences because you buried a part of yourself for others. And society sometimes forces us to do that, especially women. You marry and then you have to take care of your husband, you have to take care of your children. And that's not a bad thing, but to put your dreams on hold, I'm sorry that you had to do that, but I will say it's never too late. So hope is not gone. Pick up that violin, call me, come to the Donovan's piano room. We'll make some magic. But have I had haters? I'm feminine, I'm black, I'm gay, and I'm from Harlem, New York City. My path has been nothing but haters. And I want to be clear that at the end of the day, like I just told you the story, Brandy, I met her on set. She didn't know me from a can of paint. She didn't know me from Adam. She is rich and super successful. She doesn't have to do anything for anybody, but she saw something in me. She saw my passion. She saw my dedication. So she put her hand out to bring me up. I will die telling that story because it does not happen often. It does not happen often. It's one of those fairy tale moments. But what I will tell you is that that one time is all it took to change my life forever. So I could go down the list and tell you every stone that has been thrown at me, every name I've been called. When I first got to college, I should have dropped out. People were like, oh, well, this. But I met the challenge. And I had somebody who was so tough on me. And they told me, you know what, Donovan, you have two choices. You can fight me, or you can just meet and pass the bar that I have set. Because at the end of the day, there's a bar, whether you like it or not. And you're going to fight it, or you're going to jump over it. And so that stuck with me because in my heart and in my mind, I felt that person was a hater. They couldn't see my artistry. They couldn't see my passion. But the fact is, when people place a bar, fight it, don't. It's too much time. It's too much energy. Jump over it. Be done. Be the best. And never, if you're watching this, never stop for anyone. No one. Because when you put your head on that pillow at night, it's one person that's going to wake up with you. And that's you. And I think this is why it's so important to choose your relationships wisely. Only surround yourself with people who pour into you. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to be yes men. You don't want those. You don't want people to just tell you what you want. You do need people to challenge you, but you need people that are pouring into you. You need people to see your hopes and your dreams and to reach their hand out and pick you up, because you can't do it alone. But you have to have the tenacity and the passion and the determination to know that you can never stop. I hope you call me and, we can reignite that fire. But to anyone listening, you are always going to have hate. I still have haters now, but it doesn't matter because they just can't see the light. And that's okay. Not everybody is meant to. You show your light to the people who want to see it, and then you give it all to them, and then they'll give it all to you. And it's a cycle of love that you pour onto others.
You are exactly right. Relationships do matter. So I got to take a quick commercial, and we're going to come back and talk about the piano room and your nonprofit. So don't go away, people. A quick commercial. We are back with the Donovan. And
Hi
while we were
guys.
on commercial, I got a text here from Maxine. She says, I love the energy the Donovan has.
Thanks,
And oh,
Maxine.
wait, and Sandy, wait, let me after Sandy says also, I put my energies into my daughter at 2. She was so good that Suzuki heard and wanted her to go to his school in Japan. Ooh. But the same man stopped her. Not then, but when she was in college. I tried warning her, but she didn't listen either. Wow. Okay, Sandy. So, Donovan, so let's talk about the piano room. Tell us about that.
So my years of hardship at my university helped me realize something. Once I started teaching, when I started teaching, people would be like, "You're such a good teacher. You make it so easy." And then I realized, well, it is easy. Why wasn't it clicking for me then? Hold on. Now I didn't plan this, but I'm looking at something. I'm in my studio and I have a library of all sorts of books, right?
What is it?
I don't want to put anybody on blast, but
Okay,
this
so okay, Donovan, what happened? I don't know. Like I said, it's a little funny outside stormy here, but when I said explain the piano room, everything went blue. So start from the beginning. Yeah, I couldn't. You couldn't see me. I couldn't see you. It was buffering, whatever. But anyway, let's stop.
Mr. Foreman, I think it might be on your end because it never froze over here, but I'm going to repeat it just in case it
Okay.
froze for everybody else. So
Okay.
going to school, it was awful for me. And when I started teaching, people would always say, "Oh, you're such a good teacher. You make it so easy." And I realized, well, it is easy. Not because the subject matter is easy, but because I wasn't trying to be pretentious. This is Theory and Tonal Analysis, The Musician's Guide. This is the book that I was first introduced to music theory with. And I'm just going to read a random page for you. Key concept. A dissonant harmonic interval in second species counterpoint must fall on the unaccented second half of the measure. It is approached by step from a constant harmonic interval, the preparation, on the downbeat, and must connect by step to a constant harmonic interval on the following downbeat, the resolution. Already, my brain is like, what are you talking about? Shut up. It's like, get that out of here. It's like, what are you talking about? So I created my own series, The Donovan's Piano Room. And these books, they look super fun and colorful and vibrant. But the fact of the matter is, they are just that. And I've made them so easy and so simple to learn every single thing that you need to know about music and music theory without making you feel like you need like a migraine Tylenol or aspirin. I found a way to make it as simple as if I was teaching it to a child, but it is for all age groups. And it is not just for piano, it is for music and music theory. I teach guitar, piano, voice, xylophone, marimba. I teach several instruments, and we use all of these books. By the way, all of my celebrity friends, even Brandy, she has all of my books and she uses them because it's quick, it's easy. You get the facts, you get the information, and it's done in a way that's easily digestible. So there's that. Someone asked earlier, oh, have you taken anybody under your wing? The answer is I've not taken one person, I've taken our entire community. I created the Donovan Zenum, which is our 501c3 nonprofit organization where we give scholarships for completely free music education. We want to get the Donovan's Piano Room in anyone's hand who is interested. And this is another exclusive. The industry and the age that we live in is, and even Dr. Portman doesn't know this, the industry that we live in is changing. A lot of people like physical books, and that's great. But I have worked with a team of UX designers, developers, and amazing artists to create the Donovan's virtual piano room. And what this has allowed us to do, we have the most amazing game room that will allow you to come in and interact. There's cartoon characters and, figures that help you learn the metronome, learn time signature, learn keys on the piano, and you can do it right from the comfort of your home. And now the books have been animated where they are interactive. You can open a book. The book has pictures that pop up and videos that pop out. And it's going to be able to come right to your home. And this is going to be free for anyone who registers through our nonprofit organization. And so for more information about that, thedonovan.org will give you everything that you
Let me wait a minute. I'm going to put the banner up here so they can see it. Hold on.
www.thedonovan.org. And the beautiful thing, this is going to launch August 15th. So I'm giving lessons now every day. I'm at a middle school doing their summer program. We are providing these lessons. People are getting the books every day. The virtual piano room is launching August 15th. And it's free for everyone that registers through our nonprofit, but anybody can support. Anybody that wants to learn, you can get a subscription and you can take lessons and enjoy. And it's for all ages. It's really exciting.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you spoke a little bit about your nonprofit. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so the Donovan.org, it's our way of giving back to the community. We give free scholarships, but we also do a lot of community service. So every year I do a toy giveaway. And so we serviced 203 families last year, and the average family size was three, but we had a family that had 7 children. So 203 times all of those number, we help so many children. Last holiday season, we're growing every single year, and we just look forward to servicing more people. So if you go to the website that's on the banner now, thedonovan.org, you'll be able to see our gallery. You'll be able to see the events that we've had in the past and the events that we're going to have in the future. So it's really exciting. Anybody that's affected by poverty, anybody that's destitute, we're here to help you. We're here to be of service. If you want to get back into music, contact us. It's just that simple. And we want to get to the point where as long as people know about us, they're going to love our products. They're going to love our services, and it costs them nothing, so I'm really excited to start taking things to the next level with the organization. We have been very blessed to start receiving grants. We are partnering with other organizations, and we're going to get this to every family in America and then internationally. We're going to make it global. Everybody deserves to have music in their life, and money shouldn't be a factor.
Very, very true. So where are you located now? Where are you when you do the toy giveaway? Do you get donations? Do you want donations of money or
So
toys?
there are several ways that you can help us. If you want to send us some money, thank you. If you go to our website, thedonovan.org, you can find our charity PayPal link. Please feel free to send us whatever gifts or contributions you'd like. We have a charity Venmo, the Donovan's Venom. All of the information, our charity Zelle, all of that is on thedonovan.org. When you go to thedonovan.org, you can send us your generous contribution, and we thank you for it in advance. It even allows you to pick where you would like the funds to go. Our general fund, our toy giveaway, our scholarships, so we can put your money to good use. And also, we need volunteers. You know, a lot of organizations, and a lot of people don't know this, if you have a corporate job, there's something called Dollars for Doers, and there are matching volunteer grants where, let's say, Dr. Foreman, pick a company that's really well known, a random company that everybody would know.
Nike.
Nike, great. So let's say you've worked for Nike for 20 years. Nike will say, hey, you have an organization you want to volunteer with? You're like, yeah, I want to volunteer with the Donovan's Venom. They will pay you to take a day off and go volunteer. And then they will also match whatever your day salary is, and they'll donate it to a charity. So you get paid to volunteer, and then your charity of choice, it gets a donation. So it's so important that we start utilizing these benefits that our companies give us, because you don't have to, a lot of people are like, well, I got to work, I can't volunteer, but they really want to, or they volunteer in their time off. But you can benefit and your organization can benefit. So volunteers are always welcome, and we always need help, even virtually. We are based in Atlanta, Georgia, but the Donovan's Virtual Piano Room will allow us to make our music education available everywhere. And you can volunteer virtually. 90% of our volunteers are virtual because, oh my goodness, yes, because we're a music-based organization. So the family of musicians, you know, the mother and daughter who were concert violinists, you know, they could come and teach a class with us. They could volunteer and do that. We, you know, accountants, we just applied for a grant and needed a certified CPA. That cost a lot of money and we had to pay for it. But if somebody wanted to volunteer those services, an accountant to help us organize our numbers, you know, somebody to help us write blogs on the website, somebody that will call schools for us and tell the schools that we have these free programs. You can do anything to help. If you got a couple of hours, you know, whatever you want to do is a service that we would love to have. So you can volunteer. And also we have an Amazon wish list where you can go and see all the things that we're looking for as an organization, and you can buy it from Amazon and have it shipped straight to us. There's so many ways that you can help. And we have everything from instruments to backdrops for when we're teaching virtually. We have things for when we're hosting our live events, and we have concerts, and you know, I do free live classical concerts, and there's just all sorts of things. Thedonovan.org. Go to our website, check it out, email us, send a donation, volunteer, whatever you want to do with us. We're just so grateful.
And you know, I'm leaving that up on the screen so people can see. That's just so wonderful. And people volunteer, and I'm going to volunteer. So of course, of course, of course. The Donovan, we only got a couple of minutes, and I got to do a hard stop. But in one sentence, one short sentence. Wait, don't do like I said, ask somebody about one sentence and they gave me almost 10 minutes. I cut them off. I'm like, that's the longest sentence I ever heard. But anyway, in one sentence, tell me, how have relationships really affected your life? In one sentence.
Relationships have enabled me to live my dreams.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, the Donovan, for coming on my show. I'm just as pleased as punch, as the old people used to say.
Thank you,
And
Doctor, for having
I
me.
cannot wait for the best Christmas ever to come out. And you have to come back before then so we can remind people and other people to watch and like, oh my God, we know who the music person is.
Thank you.
So
I can't wait.
go ahead.
And we, and when we launch the Donovan's Piano Room, I'll send you everything so we can tell everybody, and you guys can spread the word and participate and take a class, whatever you want to do. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you for sharing this wonderful platform with me, and thank you for allowing your beautiful guests to inspire and have thought provoking conversation. And anybody who wants to connect with me, please reach out. I'm here.
All right, Donovan, the Donovan. You have a beautiful, blessed rest of your evening.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. I'm going to play you guys out.
Ooh, okay. Go
My,
ahead.
look, my computer. I didn't touch it, so it went to sleep. All right. Well, I'm not going to play you guys out, but I love you guys anyway. Listen to Genesis Live. It's me. I played it live on stage. Have fun.
All righty. Good night.